All right. Well, before I begin my talk, while the song was playing, our beautiful Reverend Kim Yalda handed me this. And I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it says Science of Mind class. And it's written over and over again. Yes. I don't know about you, but I know that most people I talk to, the time is speeding by. And I have been a week ahead of myself. And I think I'm trying to keep up with time, and I overshot my goal. Because I was thinking Reverend Kim's class had already started last Tuesday. But it begins this Tuesday. And it's from 6 to 8 p.m. It's just wonderful. Science of Mind is really the foundation, the metaphysical foundation for so many ancient teachings as well as current teachings. It gives a basic understanding of, as Ernest Holmes talks about, the way it works and the thing itself. And Reverend Kim has been is an excellent teacher. She taught in the public system for 30 years. She's amazing. So please do sign up. What you can do, the investment is $108. You can go to our website, lecflint.com, and when you hit the contribute button to make your investment, just let us know that you are signing up for Reverend Kim's class. We'll let Reverend Kim know, and it's going to be via Zoom, so she'll send you a link. Okay, thank you. Thought I was in trouble, but yeah. I actually thought the annual meeting was today, but it's next Sunday. So I'll slow down and get with time. Yes. All right. Well, and here we are in October, and I was surprised to discover that autumn is the favorite season for most poets and many writers. I mean, more than the snowy winter or even springtime. I mean, when I was looking for just some quotes to celebrate October, they were so easy to find, and a whole lot of them rhymed. But not this one. The Scottish poet Alexander Smith wrote, "In the entire circle of the year, there are no days so delightful as those of a fine October." It's almost as if October is so fine that even without our trying to enjoy it, most of us find we're just delighted to be alive, to experience the autumn season. It feels delightful in us. And I mean, these past few days before our rain this morning, I'm sure you noticed how clear and deep blue the sky has been. And there's been a change in the angle of the sun, in the sun's rays, and it's softer as it touches everything. And there seems to be a peace and stillness that has settled into everything. And hopefully it's settled into all of us as well. I mean, right here in Michigan, how blessed are we that the peace and stillness of the season causes all the ponds and lakes to become like a mirror, so that as the vibrant color change is occurring, it's reproduced over and over again in the ponds and the lakes, and the upside down reflections just seem to double our pleasure and double our fun. It's just lovely to see. So October is truly a fine month to welcome in. But as we know, October will only be as fine for us as we allow it to be. So the first question of the morning is this. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being, it's October, I hadn't noticed, and 10 being our absolute delight in it each day, how welcoming have you been in this month so far? I mean, even when we notice the autumn beauty, there still can be a bittersweet feeling that it won't last. It's fleeting. And it won't last. It's fleeting. And maybe that's the most wonderful thing about October is its temporary magnificence that reminds us to celebrate the temporary and appreciate how precious each moment is. I mean, if we let it, October can remind us that each moment is truly precious in the whole circle of the year. It can remind us to stay focused right where we are, wherever we are, every day of the year so that we don't miss one precious thing. This too shall pass isn't just referring to those things we don't want to experience anymore. It refers to all experiences of life in this world. It tells us that if we don't like something, don't worry about it. It'll pass eventually. But it also tells us that even if we like something, it too will pass eventually. That's why it's so important for us to appreciate and celebrate the temporary that is this earth life experience, because we all came to pass eventually. The American essayist John Burroughs wrote, "How beautifully leaves grow old. How full of light and color are their last days." Along with its unique beauty, October reminds us that of change and transition and letting go. And falling leaves show us the grace of letting go when it's time to let go, no matter what it's time for us to let go of. Leaves don't make themselves let go. They allow themselves to let go and to flow with the nature of change. The author Delia Owens wrote, "Autumn leaves don't fall. They fly. They take their time and wander on this, their only chance to soar." Autumn leaves show us that life can be an adventure all the way through, from the greenness of our youth to the radiance of our golden years. This earth life, this very one that we're living right now, is our chance to soar in physical form for a while. We didn't come into this human experience to hold on to any manifestation in our life, people, possessions, or money, or to fall into the stagnation of sameness. We came to soar in ever-evolving newness, to become more and more until we soar all the way to the heavens. As the book of Ecclesiastes reminds us, everything has a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. This image-filled world of vivid contrast under heaven allows us to choose for ourselves how we want to individually express our version of heaven on earth. This is our chance to wander with wonder through a world of diversity and make unique, life-enriching choices for ourselves. Not to argue with the contrast and the diversity. We live within the energy of pure love, and it lives in us, even now. This life is our chance to express as much of universal love through our individual life expression of love as we can. As our opening statement affirmed this morning, we can choose to welcome the unavoidable changes of life with the awareness that all change is essential to our spiritual growth. As our body changes, as what we do in the world changes, as our thoughts change, it's all meant to bring about spiritual growth. We've known that our purpose under heaven is to gain deeper soul awareness and a more expanded self-expression. We've known it all this time, but we intentionally forgot it just for the joy of remembering it again. And it's time for us to remember. But in order for us to express more and more of our spiritual identity in this human experience, we have to let go of our resistance to the fluidity of our existence. So often we get stuck right where we are with immovable thoughts in our head, trying to control the life around us, trying to keep things just as they are. We're afraid to allow ourselves to be swept away by life's plan for us, because we fear that the ever-moving nature of life doesn't have our happiness in mind. And we're afraid we're not going to like the changes that come. Now, if the leaves on the trees believed that was true, then rather than there being peace and excitement in autumn as they let go of their place, that place they've been all year, rather than that peace and the quiet and the stillness and the joy and the excitement, there would be arboreal screams of resistance. But they know. And it's only as we allow change to come without resistance that we can live through change with vibrancy and peace. Now, we used to love change when we were babies, especially when it came to our diaper. But the stinking thinking that we all need to change right now, at this time in the world, is far more important for our well-being and the well-being of the world. With a global pandemic that seems to want to go on and on, with climate change that is really calling us to attend to it, with political animosity and with racism and separatism, it's time for all of us to change our thinking about our purpose in this life. under the sun. Which brings us along our spiritual journey through the alphabet to the letter T once again. And today T is for timing, and as mentioned, the title of today's talk is The Precision of Timing. The precision of timing in our life follows the precision of our allowing. So often we want change to come right now because we're uncomfortable in some area of our life, but we resist changing the very thing that would let it in. Those long-held beliefs that we've been focusing on for so long that need to go. We need to let go so that we can create a open path for change, for positive change. But because we resist change, we say, I can't change. Change is too difficult. Change takes time. But change is only as difficult as we make it, and it only takes as long as our resistance makes it take. Abraham-Hicks said, as you figure out that blend between what you want and where you're focused, the timing can be instantaneous. When Abraham was asked if the speed of light is the fastest speed in the universe, the answer was that because light, as we know it, exists in space and time, it's measurable. And it's the fastest speed in the physical universe. But thought is instantaneous, faster than the speed of light, because a thought occurs in the realm of the non-physical beyond space and time. When a thought occurs, it exists the instant it is thought. Doesn't take any time. We don't need to send a thought of love or a thought of hate or any other thought that we want to send. We don't need to send it anywhere. The moment it's thought by us, it goes everywhere. Once we think it, it's out of here, faster than the speed of light. That's why it's so important for us to be aware of the thoughts we're thinking, because we're thinking them into a universe and into the people of the universe that are all listening and feeling our thoughts. The good news is that we feel the vibration of our thought before we see the results. And that's a good thing, because if a thought feels good, we feel good, even before whatever we desire takes form, it takes physical form in this world. And if we don't feel good with the thought we're thinking, it gives us time before it manifests for us to change that thought into something that feels better before it takes form as something we don't want. Science of Mind tells us to hold one's thoughts steadfastly to the constructive, to that which endures, and to the truth. May not be easy in a rapidly changing world, but to the one who makes the attempt, much is guaranteed. Positive change is guaranteed with every constructive thought. Healing is guaranteed. The healing of all manner of disease is guaranteed. The healing of conflict and injury is guaranteed. It is we who delay positive changes in our life and in the world through our insistence in thinking about the problem and focusing on the problem rather than focusing steadfastly on the solution. We want change to occur. We want something to come, or we want something to go, but rather than focusing on what we want so that we keep that pathway open for it to come in, because we're looking right at it and it's looking right at us, we keep it from happening by focusing on what's not working and how long we've been suffering with the problem. We're often told, especially we who seek to be joyous, that by those who tend to look solely at the manifestations of the unwanted in this world, that we should focus on the unwanted too. But after something has manifested, whether it's a disease or a disaster, there's nothing that can be done about it by focusing on it except to perpetuate it. Whatever has already become visible in this three-dimensional world has come from the thought that we've collectively already thought. It's come from our former focus. It's only as we hold our focus steadfastly to the constructive, to the spiritual truth that endures forever, that we can change what comes next, despite appearances that appear right now. Science of Mind tells us healing is not creating a perfect body or a perfect idea. It is revealing an idea which is already perfect. Healing is not a process, it's a revelation. There may be a process in healing, but there is no process of healing. The process in healing is the time it takes for the one desiring to be healed to accept the truth of his or her perfection. That's the distance. It's been said that time is what keeps everything from happening all at once. And I guess that's true. But it's our belief that some things take time, that some things take a long time, like a healing in the body, that delays or even prevents a healing from happening for us. Change can happen instantaneously. A healing in the body can occur so quickly through our acceptance of our perfection or the perfection of someone else that we call it a miracle. Healing of any unwanted appearance in our life can be instantaneous if we allow change to occur in our mind. Change doesn't take time. We take time to change. And we never know how long we have to make those changes. The precision of timing for us and for this world follows the precision of our allowing. The moment we ask for a healing, it's done. It's answered. It's there. There's nothing more for us to do. Hicks step to stand in answered prayer and accept the truth and perfection of who we are, and to allow that truth to be true in us. Namaste. All right. Can you think of anything else I've forgotten? Am I good to go? All right. Well, this is the time of our service when we get to say thank you. I love to say thank you. And so thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we are so grateful here at LEC, our stream team who has so beautifully gotten us through the last year and a half and continues on. Yeah. We are so grateful for your love, your support, for you showing up before you could show up here on Sundays. I mean, if you're present and you're watching, let us know. Just type your name in so we know you were there. And now we can be together in person, and it feels so good that we have an opportunity to do that. And we have that opportunity because of the love and the support and the financial gratitude that all of you have offered all this time and continue to offer. And so, if you don't know because you're new, you don't know because this is the time when you usually go grab a cup of coffee, I'm going to repeat how you can financially support the Life Enrichment Center. You can do it on our Facebook page, Life Enrichment Center. There's a donate button, and you can support us that way. You can go to our website, lecflint.com, and hit the contribute button, and you can do it that way. If you're a member of PayPal, that's an easy way to support, and you can always mail a check to us because we are right here at 2512 South Thigh Road, Flint, Michigan, 48532. Thank you. All right. And for those of us who are here in the sanctuary, we have a lovely gratitude receiver who's going to come up and make it easy for you to support. And for everyone at home, you're going to get to see a video. And for all of us here, we're going to get to watch our gratitude receiver make her moves down the aisle. She's going to float. She's going to float like the leaves, she says. Okay, well, that'll be fun. All right, well, our song is Grateful by Daniel Namad and Nemo Patel.